All right, folks, we've got Bitcoin ready to pop or ready to fizzle. If you've been watching my videos, we've got this big green descending bullish channel where I do expect eventually Bitcoin to break out upwards. It has a price target of about $9,000 to $12,500. So if it were to break out here pretty soon, you'd be looking at roughly $80,000 area. Now that doesn't have to hit the target, but that's just the general theme, the power this thing has. Let's go down. I know that looks like a bunch of jibble jabble. So let's go down to the hourly chart and zoom in on this structure. There's a lot of stuff on here I don't want to erase at the moment. So what we've got here is the hourly chart. This green trend line on top here, descending down, is the top of that big parallel channel. You can see that Bitcoin is approaching the top of that. Currently about 67,700 is the top of that channel. We're currently at 66,500. So it's sneaking up there. While it's in there, while it's doing that, it's in this red ascending parallel channel. There's also a yellow triangle here that I'm not exactly sure if it's all that valid anymore. It broke out the bottom of it. We could be looking at a retest right here. I'll just give you a quick analysis, I guess. I don't know if it's going to go up or down. If you saw my trades, I'm in a long and a short. I don't care what happens. I'll be fine either way. If I don't want to go into explaining that and make this a long, boring video for people that are new, but well, not boring, but anyways, I could talk forever about that. We could be looking at the retest right here of the yellow triangle. It busted out, bounced off the dotted line of that parallel red channel. See that right off there? And that's support. This could be a retest where there's a big breakdown, right? That would also correlate with the red channel that it's in. That's a bearish parallel red channel ascending, going upwards, right? Which would indicate 67.4 to 65, about $2,000 target to the downside. Now it could break up out of there as well. It could break up out of all three of these, and that's what I'm thinking. If this were to break up out of this yellow triangle, this also, well, let me say real quick, this also could be actually kind of a yellow. I can make this kind of a wedge type here. I'm thinking this might actually be more like a wedge type guy, with that being the bottom. Take that triangle out, see that, but it's still the same kind of same, similar type of deal. So I'm just going to leave it in there for now, and just make this even more confusing to everyone that's not used to my chart. Make this confusing to everyone but me. Okay, enjoy my video. Anyways, if this were to break out of all that, that would indicate to me that it could be just in a matter of days where this could go up and push the high 70,000s, because that's what it would require. It's already this steep, and for it to break out now, it would just basically have to go kind of straight up, 2, 3, 4, 5 big green candle daily. This is on a daily. I mean, this is the hourly. I'm talking about the daily chart. And yeah, so that could happen. I think if it breaks up, it's going to be rapid. And if it breaks down, it's just kind of more of what it's been doing. If it breaks down, I would look for, first of all, see if it gets out of this red channel here today, the next couple of days, at about 65,500, 65,800 here, right? And mind you, it's on the dotted line of this red channel. If it were to break out here, right, that's $2,000 target. Say it broke out from 66,000 in the next day, 24, 40 hours. This is just ballpark. This is just perspective. The power of these little patterns. That'd be 64. That would be right into this ballpark here, which actually probably would go ahead and wick down, boom, off that dotted line here. See that dotted line going down there? That is the dotted line of the parallel channel, the $9,000 parallel channel. There's a small green channel I have on bottom that is 3,500 target. That's just for perspective. When I say those targets, it's just in a general sense, the power of them, right? The scale of them. I've never really seen them be super accurate on hitting their targets, but sometimes little tiny channels can have massive pumps and dumps. So, anyways, and yeah, I would watch this. That would be about 64,000, 63,000, going down to 62,000. The end of April would be May 1st would be 62,100, and then you'd be running into these white horizontal lines that are all the current range we're in. The wicks that the previous wick here, wick here, wick here, wick here. These white horizontal lines represent all those wicks, which would be. Now I'm just giving you if it broke down, what could happen, which would be somewhere to bounce, right? Or maybe come down here, bounce, come down here, bounce, and then this one, but down here at the bottom is 59,000, which correlates with this guy way back here. And if we set a new low below 59,000, then we could be looking at more downside to 53,000 area down in this ballpark here. These are two white horizontal lines where you see I have a green buy box set up, and up here on the top, you see I have a red short box, and this blue line on top is take profit on my long that I'm in, and this blue line down here is take profit on the short that I'm in, and it's really interesting. I'll talk about that in some other video. I just want to give this quick analysis. If it were to dump, what you could probably be looking at. So if it were to dump down to any of these levels down here, the bottom of the screen channel, I think would be harsh support, super support. Even if it was a new low, that's 57,000, and the dotted line here is 56,000. Down here is 54,000. That would be probably a great buying opportunity if it came down there. And what happens if it does come down? I don't think it's going to come down that far. I don't think it's probably going below 59,000. In the near future. I don't want to say ever, because that's probably not true, right? It could go up to 100,000 and come back down to 45,000 in a year from now. But right now, where we're at, if it comes down here, watch for the bounce, and then this line here, this green descending trend line on top here, is my last line of resistance. Watch out for the fakey fake. Psych, like it did back here. Fakey fake. But if it does, we're looking at this up here, up off the top of the screen, up here in this ballpark. And let's get that in the picture there, up in here. And that's it. I think when it breaks out of this green channel, if it does within the next 2 weeks, that's probably how we get to 80,000. And I think if we were to do it right now in the next 24, 48 hours, that would probably indicate to me, just based on my experience of observing this market, if it happens now in the next couple of days, next day or two, I think it would be a rapid ascent, which would probably also have a nice correction up here. If it takes time, this is good. If it takes time, right? If it comes down here and then up here, this is probably the better case scenario, because this is probably leading to 100,000 over the next few months. And basically, in a nutshell, if it happens, the sooner it happens, the sooner the breakout upwards happens, probably the shorter and smaller this top will be, and the longer this has a chance to consolidate in a downtrend, mind you. The longer that goes on, I think is probably will lead to a longer, slower, higher high. And I'm going to leave it with that before I keep yammering. Hope you enjoy it. Have a good day.